And welcome to Southern Virginia University Knights Arena. We are live from Buena Vista, Virginia, where the Knights of the Southern Virginia University women's basketball team are taking on, in this second semifinal game of the evening, the Piedmont University Lions. Nan Christensen, on her first attempt from three-point line, is short. Rebound going to the Lions. Quick shot from 12 feet from number 40, Nakia Washington. Fantastic player, second team, all West Division. Turnover into the hands of the all-conference player, first team all-conference player of the year, Olivia Skinner. I am Scotty Winterton here with my colleague Adam Peterson on the call. Adam, these two teams, two of the very best in the USA South, the Piedmont Lions coming from the West Division, the Knights coming from the East Division. There, Katie Garish is a bit long, pushing it quick. Carla Cantrell. Adam, we've gone over these teams, looked at the stats and how these teams match up. How are these teams going to be successful this evening?
Well, the Knights are going to be successful if we see a lot of that. The Defensive Player of the Year in the USA South Conference, adding another block to her resume. But yeah, they've just got to continue to do things that they've done all year. We've already seen a quick cause turnover in the little press. There's a beautiful steal from Emma Camden. But if you are the Knights, you have to control the ball. They're going to continue to push quick, which is what they do. But the Lions, as they cause another turnover, second in the conference in both steals and cause turnovers. And that leads to easy baskets, just like they did that there. To take a 4-point lead here early on.
And this is an interesting contrast in styles. And you talk about the way that the Knights have this style that the Schroeders have really pushed in terms of an up pace, that they want to get the ball in the hands of Emma Camden, who's averaging two assists per turnover, which is fantastic. If you're up at 2 assists per turnover, you're a really good point guard, and she's doing that really well. And then Addison Newman has been a great support to the way Emma Camden has played. But this Lions team is so good at turning teams over, as Emma Camden picks the pocket, able to get the ball in the hands of Newman. Press coming hard from Carla Cantrell. It's going to be interesting to see how the Knights handle the aggressive play. McCrolla trying to go up and over the top to Garish. Olivia Skinner is able to get her hand on that ball, coming in from the backside, weak side defense. Great job coming down on that. Really interesting contrast in styles in terms of overall play, but so similar in outcomes. We were looking at the total points per game for both the Lions and the Knights, as well as opponents' points per game. And both teams are exactly the same. Both teams averaging 73 points per game and giving up 57 points per game.
Yeah, and the little slight difference in points allowed per game and points per game, you mentioned it. Knights giving up the second fewest points allowed per game in the conference at 57.7. Also second in points per game with 73.5. Piedmont giving up 0.2 points more and scoring 0.5 points less, but that still keeps them in third in both those categories. So,
but essentially the same thing.
Yeah,
right.
about
essentially the same thing.
Yeah, but for the Knights, got to continue to own the rebounding battle. They've done it all year. Coming into this one, their margin is 13 and a half rebounds.
To the good.
Yes, out rebounding their opponents by a ridiculous number. The next closest is 6.5 or 6.7. So they are doubling the next closest. Piedmont at 0. So they've won in other ways, like we talked about, causing a lot of turnovers. But the Knights they do pride themselves on rebounding and out-rebounding their opponents, and they're going to have to do that today if they want to win.
Emma Camden, long, little excited, I think, in the start of this game. The Knights not quite feeling the flow in their shots. Camden well long on that baseline three-point shot. But that happens at these Knights. A few of them were here for that incredible season where they won the conference, the Capital Athletic Conference. But Enda Camden's new. The steal coming from Nan Christensen. Checked in for the Lions, Avery McAllister, the sophomore from Cummings, Georgia. Newman drop pass to McCrolla, and McCrolla, nice soft 6-footer, gets the first point for the Knights. And the Lions push the ball just as quick. We haven't seen a team push the ball up as quick as the Knights have in terms of in transition. The foul coming, I believe, on Avery McAllister on another turnover. These are two teams that want to force the other team to play faster. They want to put pressure on their opponents. And just watching the point guard play of Lou Woolfolk and then Livia Skinner in transition, they're fantastic, and they push the ball just as quick as the Knights. Also checked in for the Lions, Lakin Stiles. Knights still running with their starting five. Starting five being Nan Christensen, Emma Camden, Courtney McCrolla, Katie Garish, who gets the finish with the left hand, and Addison Newman. Also checked in Claire Varney. And the block against the player of the year, defensive player of the year, going up against the offensive player of the year. And this time the offensive player of the year getting the better of that situation. But Adam, Livia Skinner is going to get hers throughout the night.
Yeah, and that one also, McCrolla right there, you could kind of do like a little volleyball stat there, give them half a block each, because they were definitely both right there. But yeah, great defensive position on Skinner, and she's going to continue to attack. That's just what she does.
Ball stolen by Lakin Stiles, and then stolen back by Christensen. She gets the ball at the free throw line, gets to her left hand, and finishes. Puts the Knights up by 2, 6-4. Livia Skinner, yo-yos at the top. Ball down low. There's definitely a size advantage for the Knights between Christensen and Garish. Great crossover into the key. Fantastic move from Claire Varney, second team West Division.
Yeah, and she's the third leading scorer, coming in with 11.6 points per game. Does a lot of it all over the place, not just a three-point shooter. Does knock them down, gets to the free throw line quite a bit because she is going to attack the basket, as we saw right there.
Emma Camden, the sophomore out of Buena Vista, Virginia, the local product, two-time state champion in the 1A division at Perry McClure High School.
Yeah, Sophie Wright's checked in and playing really tough defense.
The up and under for Hope Franklin does not go down. Very liberal in her subbing. Jamie Purdy getting lots of different players in. And the steal coming away with it. Claire Varney pushes 3-on-2 in transition. Quick up is Lou Woolfolk. Fantastic finish as the Knights are looking to press. Getting it up, and they're going to call a jump ball. Could have been a foul, could have been a travel. I think the ref just kind of bails it out and says, we'll call a jump ball. It'll be Knights ball when they come back. First media timeout of the afternoon. I guess you should say evening. You guys started, Adam, with Skylar Johnson, did the first semifinal game. Tell us how that one went, Adam.
Yeah, that was a fun one. One preparing for that we really didn't get the outcome that we were expecting. Not necessarily that Berea was not going to win the game, which they did, but just the way that they did it, putting up 80-plus points when they were only averaging about 66 per game. They did it on the defensive end, but then pushed it into transition, kind of like we've seen early on from both teams here. Some caused turnovers, some steals, leading to quick offense and transition. And we saw a lot of that in the first semifinal. And just after watching that game, Berea is going to be tough to beat for whoever comes out of this second semifinal.
You can already see that the jumpers really haven't fallen for each team outside of 15 feet, but each team's getting into the key. They're getting their shots in tight. The Lions are currently shooting 4 of 8, but only one 3-point attempt. The Knights are 0 for 2 on their 3-point attempt. Here's Livia Skinner going up against Katie Garish, Player of the Year, and both categories, offense, defense, wins out there. Savannah Christensen with the Euro, up and under. The crowd is going crazy. 3-point attempt with the foul and the 3-point drains. That was Claire Varney. Fantastic shot and finish from Claire. First 3-pointer of the afternoon from either team to find the bottom of the net, and she gets to go to the line to make it a 4-point play. The old-fashioned way.
Yeah, that's kind of a silly foul there by Savannah. Shot had almost already hit the net by the time Savannah ran into the body. So it wasn't even getting in her space to not allow her to land. She had landed and stuck the landing and then got fouled. So a little careless there by Christensen. Don't want to have her foul in foul trouble like we did last game.
A 3-pointer from Skinner off the mark. Rebound to the Knights. Sophie Wright is checked in for the Knights and for Emma Camden. Garish gets the ball in the post. Soft shot on the turnaround.
Yeah, and that's going to be a fun matchup between her and Franklin. Franklin, 4th in the conference in blocks with 37. Last year was a second-team West Division, so is a good player. Also can do it on the offensive end.
Yeah, that was a great finish from her.
Yeah, holds the single-game scoring record with 41 points in a game against Birmingham Southern last season.
We're going to call it jump ball as two of the best defenders in the conference, Hope Franklin and Katie Garish, go to the ground fighting for the ball. It's going to be Knights ball. Garish. That's sealed to Emma Camden. And the aggressive defense forces the 7th turnover. And the foul. Love the way Claire Varney plays. Not only has she shown the propensity to be able to shoot the ball really well. You mentioned she's the 3rd leading scorer on this team. She's 30% from the 3-point line, 38% from the field, but she has done a fantastic job thus far. First of 2 drops for her. A 63% free throw shooter. Sorry, a 68% free throw shooter. Five-point lead for the Lions. McCrolla checks in for the Knights, so the starting 5. No, also Anna Singer is in, along with McCrolla. That drop bounce pass from one to the other. Garish unable to finish, but gets the rebound. Can't finish on the other side. And it looks like they're going to call a foul on the rebound on Anna Singer. Be the third team foul for the Knights.
And we won't see Garish miss many of those in the season, let alone in this game, and we just saw her miss 2 in a row. Probably not going to happen again.
Varney getting again to her left hand and draws the foul. Really thus far, offensively speaking, for the Lions, Varney has been the player of the game. She's already at 7 points, 2 assists. She's 2 of 3 on her shooting, 1 of 2 from the three-point line. Going back to the free throw line for her 4th and 5th free throws of the first quarter. Katie Garish has checked out, getting a rest. Kind of about the same time every game, Katie Garish comes out right here in the corner. Newman, tough place. Christensen needs to clear that space. Now up to Camden. She's quickly ahead. And McCrolla, drop pass to Christensen, and Christensen unable to finish but draws the foul.
Yeah, everyone running up to Anna Singer there saying, shoot it, you got it. But we've been in this spot before, this type of environment, conference semifinal matchup. Still got the jitters.
Anna Singer is a junior. She's been here before, as you mentioned. She was on that team, I believe, that won the conference championship 3 years ago. Not counting the COVID season, I guess, 2 seasons ago. 2019, 2020 season. And the crowd here is feeling that Savannah Christensen may have gotten a little bit shorted in terms of player of the year. You're going to hear that a few times tonight, I'm sure. Here's Skinner. Little turnaround, unable to get that one to fall. McCrolla with the rebound. Again, that immediate tough pressure defense from the Lions off of every rebound. They're immediately getting into a press, getting up and under, unable to finish is McCrolla. They're going to call a foul. Loose ball. Everybody's looking around trying to figure what happened. Foul's going to be called on Nakia Washington, second team West Division player from Adairsville, Georgia. She's one of the many Georgia players on this Piedmont team. We got a Tennessee player or two and a Florida player or two, South Carolina, but mostly Georgia. And here they're going to call the ball. Emma Camden getting that ball, causing the turnover. And that is the 6th turnover for the Lions. Both teams well above right now their average turnovers per game, but this is what happens when you have this kind of pressure and effort.
Yeah, in this environment, we've mentioned it a few times, especially those first few minutes, saw a lot of jumpers go long, just due to the adrenaline of what this matchup is. And we did see a lot of turnovers. It has calmed down a little bit now.
And a tough shot finds the backboard with just a sliver of daylight as she was on the baseline. I'm not sure how that banked in, but fantastic skill set. Using the backboard right there was Savannah Christensen. Looking down underneath, trying to find Skinner, can't find her, was Lou Woolfolk. Woolfolk is the leading assist getter for these Lions. She's not their most prolific scorer, but she averages almost, as Emma Cameron does, 2 assists per turnover. And there's the turnover from Claire Varney. just stuck her hand in there, just a little bit, looked like nonchalant from the Knights. Newman pushing just across the timeline, and then underneath to Anna Singer, who just gets it to roll with her left hand. The Knights have gotten several easy buckets off of this press from the Lions. It'll be interesting to see how aggressive the Lions stay. That one might be off the foot of Lakin Stiles, and it is. The sophomore from Tiger, Georgia, turns the ball over on the pressure from Savannah Christensen. Kiriaki Taylor is checked back in, one of the taller players for Piedmont. And then up and under for Garish, and she can't finish with the left hand. Quickly in transition, and just trying to get that shot off before the time expires in the first quarter. This has been as helter-skelter, up and down basketball as we've seen on this court, Adam, and this is by design from both teams. Like, neither team is refusing to back down, change up their style. You said this to me earlier, and you said it on the broadcast. These teams are going to do what they do.
Yep. Yeah, and they've done that. About on average for scoring in this game. And we knew that this defense might not be what prevails tonight in this game. I mean, we've seen some great defensive play, especially from Camden. We don't have access to those stats right now, but at least 3 caused turnovers would be my guess for her. And on Piedmont's side, Varney has at least 3 steals as well, I would say, and 2 layups off of those 3 steals. And so, not to say there isn't good defense going on, it's just coming from full court press.
And in the 5-on-5, we're seeing some more of that solid defense. The Knights are at 58% shooting, and the Lions are at 46% shooting. So really good shooting from both teams. And it's interesting, the Knights at 58% shooting. That's off of, I think, maybe 4 missed layups underneath. So the Knights got to feel good about kind of where they're at in terms of their scoring opportunities. On the other side, Piedmont leading right now in rebounds. They have total rebounds 8 to the Knights 7. Coach Purdy's got to feel great about the rebounding effort from the Lions.
Yeah, and that kind of goes to what you mentioned. Only 12 field goal attempts for the Knights because of so many turnovers in the backcourt for them.
Skinner unable to get that one to fall. Christensen pushes it up quickly. Into the post is McCrolla, and she gets the first shot off. A lot of contact. Referee's letting them play, but she manages to get her rebound and put it back in as Lou Woolfolk will trigger for the Lions. Backing in Emma Camden. That backdoor cut, second time they've tried that, and then McCrolla kicks the ball out of bounds on the pressure from Woolfolk. Another turnover for the Knights.
Yeah, another turnover, but you mentioned it. Trying to force that backdoor cut to Skinner because they really haven't gotten a ton offensively unless they've come from points off turnovers. Skinner still with only 2 points, and there's a turnover for her off the great hands from McCrolla.
Christensen gets the ball across the timeline, gets it in the hands of Newman. Camden with the over-the-top entry pass. No finish from Garish. And then in transition, pushing hard is Cantrell. And the block from McCrolla. Up ahead quickly to Camden. She tries to spin, knocked out of her hands by Skinner. Into the hands of Christensen, and she gets the finish. I can't keep track of where the ball is and who has it because it is going back and forth so fast. And then Camden coming around behind Nene Eads. First time we've seen her on the court. I'm looking at players checking their elbows. This is like the hamburger drill where you're just jumping and you're going to end up with bloody knees in practice. This is just one big hamburger drill, which is fantastic if you're a defensive coach. What a drop, and Camden thought she had the block, against Kyriaki Taylor. But the referees call the foul, and Taylor will go to the free throw line. The Nicosia, Cyprus, Florida native. Coming over from Southwestern State, 6'2". And the junior misses her first. The Knights up by 2. Great job hitting the second as she'll sub out. And subbing in is Brittany Devane, the senior from Hartwell, Georgia. Also 6'2". She'll draw the very difficult prospect of covering Katie Garish in the post. Down into McCrolla. McCrolla, no finish. Block and a jump ball will stay Knights ball. Great job getting that block. It was Devane.
Yeah, I thought Christensen was going to shoot that one. I think the sideline over here, coaching staff thought she was going to too. Still a good pass.
Christensen grabbing that loose ball and Devane on the foul. So Savannah Christensen will go to the line. She's 3 for 4 on the afternoon, in the evening. Overall, Savannah Christensen is a 75% free throw shooter as their MVP chant rings out. She hits the second. Knights with their 3-point lead, ties the largest lead of the afternoon for the Knights. Player of the year, Skinner at the handoff to Varney. And the turnover and then the foul on Devane against Garish. That'll be the second team foul, second on Devane. This 1-2-1-1 full court press. Christensen gets it into Garish. Garish over the top, quickly to Christensen. She drops it behind her back, and Emma Camden will look to get the ball into the high post. The pressure from the Lions really keeping the Knights from being in the smooth offense. They like to run this cutting offense off of the high-low posts. They're just not able to run much in those posts because the double team, the scram, this is just a scramble defense with few rules. Just outwork your opponent, be faster than the ball, and there's a block and a turnover. She went to the ground. Maybe a travel call could have been called. And coming down, getting into the passing lane was Addison Newman. No foul called. We're going to call a turnover, or we're going to get a foul call.
Yeah, they're going to fix it. That was definitely a foul. Newman jumped the passing lane, got the ball, and luckily this near side ref had a pretty good view of the Piedmont player. I believe that was number 2, Eads, that just went for the ball but went right through the man, and it's going to be a foul.
McCullough over the top to Camden. Just so much effort in that full court press. Newman with the scoop, and she gets it to fall. Working a Baskin Robbins, she'll have sprinkles with that scoop because that was a beautiful up and under. As she goes to the line to finish the three-point play the old way if she can do it. Doesn't get it to fall, but Garish gets the rebound. Too easy for her. 4-point play essentially for the Knights on the rebound from Katie Garish. Not sure why that wasn't a foul, but they're going to call nothing on that. The spin, the block, into the hands of Newman. She can't finish, yet McCrolla does. And this is a very physical basketball. The referees have somewhat swallowed their whistles, and we're just going to play some street ball.
Yeah, they're calling it the same both ways, though. It's physical both ways.
That shot well off the mark from Crump with a great rebound from Devane. Now Skinner triggers. She'll take the 16-footer. It doesn't fall. McCrolla with the rebound. Quick pressure. Knights equaling that pressure. Has a great block on the shot from Crump, the junior from Calhoun, Georgia. Player of the year, Skinner. Takes the three-pointer from the baseline. It goes long. Clips the back iron. It'll be Knights ball. Knights up by 9, really on the back of breaking the press of the Lions, which they struggled to handle at the beginning of the game.
Yeah, well, if you look here at the stats, Piedmont 20 points, 5 of those from free throws, 8 of them coming off points off turnover. That's almost 2/3 of your points right there. And without those turnovers here in the second quarter, because the Knights have done a much better job protecting the ball, they haven't been able to do it offensively because they've done a really good job on Skinner.
Sophie Wright sets up at 22 feet, 1 1/4 inches, has her sniper hide, gets the one more pass, and hits that shot with confidence. Almost a turnover from Emma Camden. Great job by Skinner to maintain control. Christensen drawing the defensive assignment right now against the player there. She stops and shoots a beautiful three-pointer. Fantastic from Skinner. Quick timeout from Coach Jamie Judy. 17th season for these Lions. Fantastic coach. Alum, did her undergraduate, 2-sport athlete, softball and basketball. Fantastic coach over the last 17 years for these Piedmont University Lions.
Yeah, and this is nothing new for them. 3-time USA South Conference tournament champs, 3 in a row, starting in the 2016-17 season through the 18-19 season. And that same season also took a share of the regular season championship as well. So they've been in this spot in recent years. Knights obviously new to this conference, but showing them that they belong.
And not only do they belong, yes, Coach Purdy, Hall of Fame inductee to Piedmont University, nearly a 70% winning record in her college coaching career. She is just, as a Piedmont Lion head coach. However, Coach Lynette Schroeder comes in as the reigning, just as we found out today. She was awarded her plaque or trophy as the USA South USA South Coach of the Year.
Yes, so congratulations to her. That's a big feat. I'm sure she would love to share that award with her players who do a lot of hard work for her and has put her in a position to win that award, but she's put her team in a position to succeed.
And not only that, but Coach Schroeder is bringing really strong shoe game to the court today. If you get a chance to check out these Nike kicks she's wearing, they're fantastic. Breaking the press again between the quick passing, up court, east-west passing, getting into the hands of Camden. The high-low defense, fronting and getting support from the backside on Garish. Great job from the Lions. 2 seconds left on the shot clock, and they're going to get the delay of game. First one of those. The Knights do not get their shot clock hitting 00 very often. Just a testament to the incredible effort in the full court and then in the half court of these Piedmont Lions.
Yeah, this 9-point lead for the Knights has not come easy. You mentioned it. These Lions are putting up a hard fight, as that's going to be a foul call on Anna Singer. She gets 2 hands on the body there.
So Lou Woolfolk in for Piedmont along with Skinner. We also have Hope Franklin. You mentioned the number of block shots she has. Varney also in. And on the ball right now, Kara Crump, the junior. Trump with the drive and the block. Defensive Player of the Year, showing her status is well earned.
Yeah, and that's at least her third block. I'm looking forward to halftime so we can fact check ourselves on a lot of these things. But I want to say that's 3 blocks. That's going to be a jump ball.
Yeah, Franklin made the mistake of getting that ball and turning it at her hips into the defender. McCullough taking advantage of that and grabbing on the ball. 3 seconds on the shot clock, 2, 1, and the shot clock hitting 0-0 before they're going to call a delay of game. Shot clock is 0, even though that shot banked in. Just a second too late from Varney. Again, I'm just impressed with Varney's play. Like, this lady can play basketball. Wasn't really expecting the poise from her, you know, that we haven't really seen these West teams play, the USA West of Southwest Division teams, but she's impressive.
Yeah, really stepped up today, especially with Skinner. Not quite yet firing on all cylinders, still trying to get there, only with 5 points, which has got to be frustrating, especially after coming off a dominant win against LaGrange in the first round of the tournament with 33 points and 4 assists on 16 of 24 shooting.
So efficient. And she can do it from all over the court. She's a shooter. She's got the short game. We've already seen her with the three-pointer that she took off that stop and pop. And we've seen her run the court and, off the steals and just in early transition.
Yeah, what I love to see from a player who's struggling offensively, though, is how much she's picking it up on the defensive end. She's played really hard on the defensive end, just as the Knights have done as they get another turnover.
McCullough pushes up against Varney, able to get across the timeline on her own. Swinging over to Anna Singer. Anna Singer baseline, cannot get it to fall, but Emma Camden, Johnny on the spot, grabs the rebound. She'll trigger the offense again, the Knights with 15 seconds on the shot clock. Newman drives in, and they're going to call the fantastic defensive stance as Hope Franklin stands strong, getting the charge. Second team foul on Addison Newman. Third team foul for the Knights. Christensen will check in for the aforementioned Addison Newman.
Yeah, I don't want to have her get a third foul at the end of this second quarter. Been playing great on the defensive end, but has struggled a little bit on the offensive end. Missed a couple close range shots and only 1 for 5 from the free throw line.
Into the post. Great job securing that, but can't finish. Gets a rebound, can't finish. McCullough on the rebound into the hands of Camden. She pushes ahead quickly to Sophie Wright. Did really well not to go out of bounds. Christensen almost leaves her feet to throw that pass. And they are letting teams play. They're going to call, though, that push with the lower body on Skinner. Skinner, the senior 5'8" guard, Rome, Georgia native. Skinner transferred from the University of North Georgia, graduated from Armucci High School back in 2018.
Yeah, just an impressive player all around. 2-time All-State in high school, 1,000-point club, all-time leader in steals in her career in high school. Holds some records at Piedmont as well for most field goals in a game, second most points in a game. Yeah, just an impressive player.
Oh, great stop by Varney. Just can't get it to fall. She had her defender on skates, and a little bit of a really kind of bailout, but a smart play from Anna Singer. She throws it off the leg of Skinner. McCullough enters into Garish, and Garish with the turnover, trying to find Singer, but she works hard and gets the ball back and then turns it back over to Varney. This is like Goodwill here. Everybody giving away everything. Good job keeping her dribble alive with Skinner. Oh, I mean Varney. Sorry, that was Varney. Skinner now will trigger for the Lions. Hesitation, gets to her right hand, coming in underneath. Everybody thought the ball was going out, but Savannah Christensen would have none of it. Saves it and gets it into the hands of Garish. Garish 17 feet above the pump fake. Can't finish. Great rebound from Franklin. And then running the court, the scoop shot doesn't fall. She'll try again. Can't get it to fall. Taylor, great job running the court. Just can't get those two opportunities to fall. To her left hand, draws the foul. Singer will go to the line. Kyriaki Taylor standing in there, takes a hard hit from Singer. Both players come up a little bit gimpy. Looks like Taylor got the worst of that exchange.
What can we say? There's so much to talk about, but it's just so back and forth and fast, and it's just been a fun semifinal here in this first half.
How many timeouts do we get? Did you and I get a timeout? Because we haven't used any of ours. I feel like we should have a timeout. Varney against nice backdoor. That backdoor, first time they've been able to get that backdoor cut from Skinner against Miyazaki, but she can't finish on the baseline. Miyazaki with the block from Hope Franklin, just putting that one back in her face. Skinner looking to trigger in transition. Nice, do a great job getting back on defense. Post play, the denial from McCrolla. She gets the ball off the turnover, up ahead quickly, 2-on-1, 3-on-1, and they're gonna call a charge. Great job standing her line, holding strong. I think that was Varney.
Yep. Man, she's been impressive. She's really kept her team in it in this first half. I mean, if you can say staying down 14 is keeping in it, but it could be a lot worse if Varney didn't have such of a good first half.
Right. Interesting decision from Singer. She had 3-on-1. Just didn't think that Varney would stand in there and just take it. Great shot, just a little bit long. That would have been huge for the Lions. Would have been a fantastic ending to the first half, just a little bit long, and you can feel it from Skinner. She's not used to where's she at right now, 5 points in the first half. That's just not a place she's been in very much in her career, whether high school, as you mentioned, all those accolades, or here as a Piedmont Lion. And you can just feel it. She wants to get there. She walks off the court with Coach Purdy, as the two of them will kind of trail the team. And Coach Purdy, I know, is going to do everything she can to get Skinner on track.
We got a nice photographer wanted to take a picture of us. First time that's happened, but welcome to the USA South Conference semifinals.
Bad choice, by the way. There's a whole lot better opportunities for photo taking right now. In fact, we may have broken the camera.
But yeah, you mentioned it. Not really used to being in this spot. Not only 5 points, but also only 2 of 11 from the field. Coming into this one, she's shooting 52.6% on the year, which is it's an absolutely ridiculous number. And also 40.6% from 3.
She is a dead eye from anywhere on the court.
Yeah.
And to be 2 of 11 is she probably hasn't seen those two numbers next to each other in her whole career since she was 4.
Yeah. Yeah, and so she's really going to have to pick it up in this second half with the Lions being down 14.
You know, it's an interesting environment playing here in what we affectionately call the barn. It's so much smaller than just about any venue that these players play in. However, the fans are just right on top, and
Intimate. We like to call it intimate.
It is intimate, and it is an interesting crowd as you watch these fans get into it. The student section is, let's say, creative. And although I know the athletic department wants it to be not negative and certainly not crass. That being said, when you see like somebody dressed up as a banana, you know that there's some interesting things going on in terms of the crowd. That being said, Adams, we looked through the stats for the first half. Knights up by 14, shooting 13 of 27, 48%, only 1 of 5 from the three-point line. And that is a real anomaly for the Knights. They have, in the past, at different points, been able to really harness the power of the three-point. But there was a stretch where they were not taking hardly any three-pointers because they just weren't making them kind of mid-season. They were able to work their way out of that, but they're not taking many, and they're 10 of 15, 66% from the free throw line. Going over to the Lions, 8 of 30, shooting 26%. There was a moment kind of at the start, kind of midway through the second quarter, where they were shooting closer to 46%. And that went down pretty quick in the last half of that second quarter. Only 2 of 8, shooting 25% from the three-point arc. Respectable 5 of 7 from the three-point line. From the free throw line.
Yeah, Knights winning the rebound battle with a margin of 4, 21 rebounds compared to the Lions 17. So pretty close there, but advantage Knights. Turnovers, Knights really cleaned it up in that second quarter, as we mentioned. Now 12 turnovers in the half, which still is a high number, but compared to the 7 or 8 that they had in the first quarter, and also, yes, to the 16 turnovers for the Lions.
Man, I think that's really where those 14 points are coming off. 16 turnovers when you're only averaging 18 turnovers per game, and you nearly reached that in the first half. It's going to be really important for Coach Purdy. She's got these numbers. You get them at halftime. She knows what's going on. I'm sure she'll get her team to settle down. And it's not like the night. I don't feel like those turnovers are coming from an aggressive press the way that Piedmont is pressing. They're just coming kind of in the course of play. So clearly that's something that they can quickly remedy and get right back in this game.
Yeah, and it's going to be tough because when you are down 14, your natural instinct is to want to push it, which is kind of what got them into this hole, forcing things on the offensive end, not being patient, which is what they're going to have to do in this second half, as you just mentioned, to kind of slowly but surely cut at this lead.
Right, and when you look at 3 assists to 16 turnovers, when they come in almost even, almost averaging 1 assist per turnover, which is very respectable. The Knights are right at that same point as a team, 1 assist per turnover. That is just where the difference is, and even the rebounding differential is really not that big. I mean, it's only 4, and it's 6 apiece on the offensive end, which is really where the trouble can come if you're losing the rebounding battle on the offensive end. So they both have 6 offensive rebounds. Knights with 12 steals, the Lions with 7. And the Lions doing a bit more fouling, 13 fouls. They're gonna, and I feel like that's also in terms of the transition play. The Knights able in that second quarter to really kind of break the press. So we have about 9 minutes left in this halftime. We'll take a break for about 6 minutes. We'll come back, reconvene, talk about what we expect to see from this second half, how the Lions can get back in it, what do the Knights need to do in order to keep this lead, and we'll see who's going to play tomorrow at 3 p.m. in the USA South Conference Championship. And welcome back to Southern Virginia University. We are live coming from Knights Arena on Knights Broadcasting. This evening's game in Buena Vista, Virginia, nestled in the foothills of the Blue Ridge Mountains, just a stone's throw from Skyline Drive. If you've never been here, I highly recommend you jump in the car or an airplane or a bike, or just do what a lot of people do and put a backpack on and start hiking the Skyline Drive. Come on over and enjoy a beautiful trip to Southern Virginia University. Maybe make a stop at JJ's Meat Shack for some great barbecue. This evening, we are bringing you the second semifinal game of the USA South Conference. The Knights of Southern Virginia playing against the Lions of Piedmont University. Piedmont University coming in, as you mentioned, Adam, the last 3 years, they have basically dominated the USA South, and Coach Purdy, this style of play that she brings, and having the player of the year in Skinner, really just putting on a great show throughout the season. This is the first time we've had a chance to see them on the Knights court, them being in the West Division, the Knights being in the East Division. So second half here, the Lions need to get back into this. How are they going to do it, Adam?
Yeah, they got to limit the turnovers on the offensive end, and that comes by being patient. We talked about that at the end of the first half. Being patient in your offensive set, trust the system, and it's worked for you all year. You've averaged over 75 points per game all season, so why can't you score almost 40 points in this second half?
What an incredible defensive play. So first of all, the transition offense was awesome from the Lions, but then Katie Garris steps up, gets the block. It's going out of bounds. Emma Camden grabs the ball behind her back, throws it off of the defender's leg, and it ends up being Knight's ball. And then we get a quick foul called. That's a tough call on Nakaya Washington. That's her third.
Yeah, and that's exactly what you did not want. If you were cheering for Piedmont College and there's a three that's just off, ball's going to go out of bounds and stay with the Knights. But yeah, another one of those things for the Lions is you got to limit the fouls. Knights got to the free throw line 15 times in that first half, hitting 10 of them. And if you are the Knights, you got to be able to handle the pressure. You know that the Lions are not going to go away without a fight. It's going to be a hard-fought battle till the final whistle, and you got to be able to handle that pressure.
Woolfolk presses quickly. Now Skinner triggers from the point. Yo-yos to her right. That's really not, Franklin not really looking to do much right there. Varney, though, she'll with the drop. Great dime pass from the pocket, but even better defense as Garish gets her second block. And in transition, Christensen able to finish. Woolfolk quickly ahead to Varney. Varney with the hesitation. She gets the scoop shot, goes front rim, but they're going to call a foul on Christensen. Varney going to the line again. She's been there 5 times, hit 4 of her shots from the free throw line. That's the second on Christensen, first team foul for the Knights. Talking about Nakaya Washington, she averages 12 points per game, and she's only on 2 points so far with 3 fouls, and coach is now taking her out in for the the Lions is Carla Cantrell, the senior from LJ, Georgia.
Yeah, and really hasn't been much of a factor. No points, only 1 rebound for the second leading scorer. Gets to the free throw line more than anyone else on her team and has not been to the free throw line at all.
Camden will trigger into Garish. Garish looking for McCrolla. McCrolla down low is able to power it up. Can't finish. Block coming. They're going to call it. No, referees are going to get together. It looked like it's either got to be a block or a foul. If it's a block, it's going to have to be out They're going to say it stays Lion ball, as they're going to say that McCullough was the last to touch it. Still a 14-point lead, 2 minutes into this third quarter. Skinner drops it down and dribbling out of bounds off her leg or just off the end line, the baseline, with Hope Franklin, junior, 6 foot from Blue Ridge, Georgia. All the way up to McCullough. She's going to push quickly, and a foul on, I can't tell if it's going to be on Franklin or Skinner. McCullough goes down hard. Looks like she may have hit her head when she went down. Referees getting together, discussing whether they're going to call a flagrant foul. They're not going to call a flagrant. They're just going to call generic, regular old foul against Franklin. That'll be her second. Conversation from the referees with Coach Schroeder explaining why they're not going to call a flagrant. I thought it was just a good hard foul. It's just that McCullough held on to the ball, and so she went down hard holding on to the ball, and that threw her off balance as she misses the first free throw.
It's just always tough when there's any sort of contact to the head. That in the recent years has been a point of emphasis, not only in basketball, but every sport, to protect from concussions and the dangers that those bring. And so just with that contact with the head, there's always that question.
The Knights playing very aggressive in this man-to-man defense. Skinner gets to her right hand, just misses. That's a shot that I bet goes in 9 out of 10 times for her. Garish quickly up to McCullough, puts it into Camden, and then Camden not able to finish. The ball will eventually end up touching a Lions player who was on the baseline, so it'll stay Knights ball, up by 15.
And there is such a thing as too much passing. That is the second time tonight where we've seen 3 passes in the circle, not the key.
In the restricted circle.
Yes, like somebody just go up and shoot it. We're just kind of a little overthinking it a little too much. Anyway, they keep the ball. They're still up 15 right now, with the Lions continuing to struggle.
The high post kicks it over to McCullough, back to that elbow. Camden to Christensen. Christensen trying to get it to her teammates on the cut. Can't find him. Varney pushing quickly. Garish doing well not to draw a foul right there. And Stiles start things off. Addison Newman just putting a lot of pressure on Skinner, making her catch that ball in places a little farther out than I think she's used to. And then the turnover to Camden. She drops that ball to Christensen, and Christensen will finish in transition for her 17th point.
What a pass.
Incredible pass. And I hope Christensen has the Venmo for Camden, because she's dropped so many dimes to Christensen that she owes her big time.
She does, and she is a master of the bounce pass. The bounce pass is an art, because you have to get it in the perfect spot, and Nan didn't even have to move her hands there. She just ran right into that ball because it's at a perfect height, perfect speed, and she's just able to grab that one and go right up, and she does that all the time, Emma does.
And Emma, like, she knows how to navigate she is such a great navigator. I bet she could do the Kessel run in 10 parsecs. Like, she knows how to get around this court, and as a sophomore, it's pretty impressive. On the other end, I love the way Skinner gets to the bucket. She gets there, her hesitation and getting to that right hand, she can get there almost effortlessly every time, yet they're just not falling for her. These little runners that I'm sure go in often, just not quite falling for her, and she's just got to, what else are you going to do? But, if you're a shooter, you got to shoot, and she's by far their leading scorer. Second and third leading scorers on the second leading scorer on the team, struggling a little bit. Certainly we've seen Varney doing a fantastic job and really trying to do her part to keep the team in it. But Skinner's just going to have to keep going after it, and eventually they'll start falling. If they don't, then your season's over, but you got no choice but to keep doing what she's doing.
Well, the Lions, with only 4 points in the second quarter and only 2 points in the second quarter, so almost 14 minutes and only 6 points. And it's going to be tough to win any games like that as there's another turnover, but especially to cut a 17-point deficit.
So Cantrell trying to fight for that. Addison Newman, the freshman, just a brilliant play, just to screen and box her out, not letting her get to the ball. And then Katie Garish with the baseline jumper from 12 feet gets the Knights to a 44-25 lead. Cantrell looking to do an entry into Taylor, but not quite there in the 3 quarters. Getting now to the baseline all the way around the runner. Great job, not able to finish though. Again, just not falling. Taylor keeping the ball alive for the Lions, doing a great job to give them a second chance. Cantrell trying to get the ball in the hands of Stiles, and Newman picking up her 3rd foul.
Yeah, and she'll be missed. She's, as we've mentioned a few times, played really good defense on Skinner. Hasn't necessarily found it on the offensive end today, but made it really hard on Skinner to get going. And now it'll be up to Emma Camden to do that, but there's another good basket by Varney.
Fantastic finish from Varney. Just up ahead to Garish. She finds Christensen, who gets to the key in her left hand, and she can't finish, and it's going to be Lions ball. Christensen won't miss many of those in transition. Opportunity now for the Lions to get 2 in a row. We haven't seen them get 2 baskets in a row very often this evening. Skinner now with Emma Camden drawing the defensive responsibility, gets to that quick right hand and finishes with the runner.
Yeah, that's a tough shot.
Yeah, that's why she's player of the year.
She did get a little bit of separation, but not much off good defense from Camden.
Looks like they're going to stay Knights ball, I think. I never really saw a definitive call. Staying Knights ball. This is the media timeout. Knights up 44-29, both teams with 2 team fouls. About halfway through this 3rd quarter. Looking over the individual stats, Varney now with 15 points with that last finish. Just a shade behind Savannah Christensen. Savannah Christensen, man, she's cooking a full course meal. 17 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, couple block shots. She's like Guy Fieri on the court. I can't figure out where she stops. And it's incredible to watch. It's the end-to-end play that blows me away from Christensen. And, you know, honestly, this is by far the most effort. I shouldn't say by far, but she has really taken this kind of senior leadership and said, I'm going to lead out in effort for the whole season. And that's why you hear this crowd chanting MVP when she steps up to the free throw line. They really feel like she should have got some looks on that, and I'm sure she did. But when you're going to give Katie Garish Defensive Player of the Year, you sometimes got to just share those accolades around the conference, and Skinner is very deserving of Player of the Year accolades. Christensen is first team all-conference.
Yeah, and I'm sure all of these players, which are fully deserving of these awards, are very happy. But I think a spot in the tournament championship game tomorrow is more important for these players, and that's what it's looking like right now for the Knights, as they're still up 15, but there is still plenty of time left. But the Lions got to start doing something different if they want to start clawing their way back.
Yeah, I mean, you got to be encouraged if you're Coach Purdy that the Knights have not extended the lead, but also you haven't really cut into it either. They came in with 16 turnovers, so thus far they've only committed 3, doing much better taking care of the ball, but they're still shooting 27%. And they're going to call Singer with 2 hands. This is the second time that they've called her She's putting 2 hands on the dribbler. And that is a point of emphasis now. Last year and this year, they really, you're going to play defense. You can put 1 hand, but the moment that second hand touches the offensive player, you're supposed to make that call. Varney just missing, but great job from Hope Franklin, grabbing that rebound, cutting the lead to 13.
Yeah, and I think that break was good for her, much needed, more not necessarily a physical rest, but an emotional rest, as she had a couple hard fouls. And this is an emotional game, as a foul's going to be called there on Christensen.
They're going to call it on Miyazaki, her first foul, team's 5th. So the Lions will be in the bonus, taking foul shots on nearly every foul the Knights commit from here on out for the next 4 minutes. And just missing that is Varney.
Yeah, coming in at a 68.5% free throw shooter, so pretty good. As she misses the second, but gets her own rebound.
Yeah, great job giving the second opportunity for the Lions. Cut this 13-point lead. Skinner stops and can't finish as Newman gets the rebound. Great job from Woolfolk to put pressure on. Putting pressure on Newman. They're going to say the ball is going to be Lions ball, so they do get the turnover. Great job from Woolfolk.
Yeah, got to be a little stronger there if you're Newman. Make them foul you. I know there's 3 players around you, but you got to be strong with the ball, force a foul as Franklin goes right at McCrolla, but a good job staying straight up, and it's going to be a travel.
It looked like McCrolla fouled her on the shot, but just before the shot, they're going to call a travel on Franklin. Varney's a graduate school transfer. She played 4 seasons after being at 4 seasons at Maryville, which is a fantastic basketball school, great facilities. I had a chance to be there. She majored in psychology and now, as I said, is a graduate student here at Piedmont University.
Carla Cantrell making it really hard for Newman to bring the ball up. The 3-time all-sportsmanship team got that award for this season, awarded to her in between the first and second semifinal. Now for her 3rd time, the early childhood education major.
Jump ball called as Franklin steps in and grabs that ball out of the hands of McCrolla. Great job from Franklin. She's drawn a charge. She's gotten blocks. She's just got the jump ball, caused jump ball, which with the arrow pointing Piedmont's way, turns the ball over. Skinner looking to get to that right hand. Knights taking it away. And then another turnover.
I was just going to say, you've got to take advantage if you're Piedmont. They've been doing good on the defensive end. Still, in this quarter, holding the Knights to 7 points, which has got to be one of their lowest scoring quarters on the year. Still 3 minutes to play, but they're just not taking advantage on the offensive end, themselves only with 8 points.
They're going to call Woolfolk with the reach. Comes across the body. Yeah, you can't really reach with that weak side hand across. You're going to get called more often than not. Newman triggering against Cantrell. Over to right with the 3-pointer. Can't get it to fall. Cantrell with the rebound, the senior. She drives in, gets the finish. Foul on Christensen. 3-point opportunity coming for the Lions. Great job from Cantrell in transition.
Yeah, only averaging 4.1 points per game and also only 17.2 minutes per game. But feel like she has been in most of the game today, and she's really provided a spark, and a much-needed one at that for the Lions.
So that's 3 on Christensen and 3 on Newman. So 2 of the starters as Cantrell able to finish the 3-point play, and the Knights now up just by 10 as the Lions have cut in to that 14-point lead. Newman almost trapped. Camden doing a great job on the move. Sophie Wright, and they're going to call Kara Crump, who came in with the two hands on Sophie Wright. She was in a great position and did not have to put both hands on. She was in a great position. Wright looking for the inbounders as her teammates were looking like they're going to set up an inbound play, and the ball was already in her hands. Newman, ball kicks off her foot, kicking out to Garish, 16-footer, she's able to finish. It's a big basket for Garish, trying to stem the tide. And no foul call, they'll be out of bounds. I think they look like they may be able to call a foul on Camden right there. She didn't need to reach. When you've got Katie Garish and she's protecting the rim, you don't have to foul from behind. Almost a 5-second call. Great job getting it in. Varney triggers, crosses over, and no foul call on the body. Quickly up ahead, the one-handed pass, and then into McCrolla, and they're going to call the foul. Down at this end, McCrolla will go to the foul line to shoot two. McCrolla, she's 3 of 7 on the afternoon, 7 points, 1 of 2 from the foul line.
And she's frustrated with herself after that one. Feels like probably should have gotten that one to go, but there was a lot of contact, and that's why she's at the free throw line.
Hits the first. Miyazaki comes to the scorer's table to check in. Looks like she'll come in for the shooter. And no, she'll come in for Camden. So Miyazaki and Sophie Wright joining McCrolla, Garish, and Addison Newman. Addison Newman basically face guarding Skinner. She is not involved in the help defense at all. Her job is to do everything she can to keep the ball out of the hands of Skinner, and that's got to be frustrating for Skinner. Great drop pass on the help as Garish comes over. Fantastic find to the hands of Franklin, and she's able to finish. The Knights with 2-on-2 to McCrolla. She's able to control, difficult as a big. She's a forward and great body control. Come down underneath, get her feet underneath her, gather herself to go up on that left-hand side. Skinner able to go front rim, finishes the shot, and it'll be a, they're going to call, they're just going to stop to check the clock. That was a great job. Skinner just outworking Newman on that situation to get her hands on the ball, 6 feet from the basket. Little floater goes for her. Exactly what she needs to see to start getting on track. She needs to see the ball going through the hoop.
Yeah, and a little confusion there. Not sure you want to leave the player of the year with a wide open little floater. Just a little miscommunication there. Maybe thought there should have been a switch. Not really sure what happened. Either way, she gets an easy basket. And looks like we're going to have a jump ball here.
It'll stay Knight's ball as Newman kind of ran into McCrolla. 12-point lead. Newman having to work really hard to get that ball in. Again, this scrambling zone / matchup zone, and they're going to call a travel?
No, they called a foul.
They're going to call a foul. Referees get together.
The ref on the baseline went to call a jump ball, but the near side ref held up his hand calling the foul, and they're going to keep it a jump ball.
25 seconds, shot clock is off. It'll stay the Lions ball. Coach Schroeder respectfully disagreeing, vehemently respectfully disagreeing, as the Lions will look to take the last shot. Miyazaki will foul, and that will put, they're going to call 13 with a trip. So that'll put Styles to the line.
And that could end up being a huge 2 possessions. Maybe a missed foul call here ends up being a jump ball, gets the ball back to the Lions. And if they're able to make 2 free throws and make this a 10-point game going into the fourth, maybe get some momentum, which they're going to need.
Yeah, Styles is 66% free throw shooter, hits the first. That's her 37th free throw on the season. She misses the second, but great effort from Nene Eads. 6 seconds. Right hand floater doesn't fall. The shot, the clock will run out as the Knights up double digits, still 11, but great job from the Lions to not only limit the scoring of the Knights, but to cut into that lead by 3 points. So now down by 11, 10 minutes left, fourth quarter, and I am looking at this. I really don't know what to expect. I mean, surely we're going to see the continued just caused chaos that the Lions bring for the backcourt and into the front court. They are not going to stop, and I expect it to even pick up. The Knights have got to find a way to settle themselves down, and they got a lot of points in that first half off of transition and really taking advantage of the somewhat over-aggressiveness of the Lions. We didn't see much of that in the third quarter.
Yeah, and Lions, as you mentioned, were able to cut into the lead by 3 points, still down 11, still shooting just over 30%, while the Knights are up around 43.9, which is about what they have been on the year, 42.9 on the season. And yeah, something's got to change. They got to do something different because what they've been doing really hasn't been able to get them back in this game. Like to see them go back to the aggressive play they had at the very start of this game. I know the Knights have kind of settled in those first few minutes just with the energy here in the building and the nerves, a lot of unforced errors. But got to put some pressure on the Knights to cause some more turnovers and easy baskets because the Knights' defense has really been stifling.
And they're going to call a foul on Franklin as her and Christensen kind of come together. That's the third foul on Franklin, the second player on their team to hit the 3-foul mark. Christensen a little aggressive, a little far on that foul shot. Again, the rebounding for the Lions has been very impressive. They are currently only one behind the Knights, but they have 4 more offensive rebounds than the Knights do. And that has been a big part of this second half push, limiting the Knights to only 13 points. Washington back in with 3 fouls. Nice find to Franklin. She can't quite finish. Christensen gets the rebound and half forward. She was triple teamed. This is incredible. You don't see this a lot in college play where off of a rebound you get double and triple teams on the baseline on the rebounder. You see that actually a lot in high school. You don't see it much at this level because usually they're able to get that ball out and you put yourself in a real dangerous situation if you're going to triple team the rebounder 90 feet from the basket.
Yeah, and that was much better composure from Christensen down there, able to just throw the ball off the Lions player's leg as there's a beautiful pass from Nicrola.
Nicrola threw that pass blind. She just trusted Garish to be there. Doing a great job. Knights staying in their man-to-man defense. Great, and a second time we've seen that incredible pass, but not able to finish, and they're going to call a jump ball. Franklin just putting her hands out like, I don't know what more I can do. She needs to finish those. She's putting herself in a great position to do so. Just not quite falling for her as Skinner's going to take a break. I'm sure she will not be on the bench very long as Carla Cantrell steps in for her. Great job screening was Varney. Neither basket attempt going for her off the first, and then a rebound and then a second. Woolfolk getting into Washington, the high post. She gets to her left hand, and great job. We have not seen anything like that from her this evening. This time able to finish over the top to McCrolla. Great find from Christensen. That was awesome to see out of Micaiah Washington.
Yeah, and they're going to need her to pick up the scoring. That was her 4th point of the game when she's coming in, averaging 12 and a half.
That's the 4th foul on Franklin. Hope Franklin trying a bit of ire from the Knights student section. It's interesting how sometimes the students will just pick out a player and let that be the one you focus on. I don't know how they decide those things. I think at Duke they actually planned that out. I'm not sure the fans here at Knights Arena did. I also been very impressed overall with Woolfolk. Her control of the ball, and more impressively than that is her defense. She has been fantastic. Kicks it over to Varney. Varney long on that 3-point shot from the baseline. Washington picks up her dribble, trying to find an outlet, and Camden tips the ball out of bounds. 13 seconds left on the shot clock.
Yeah, you mentioned it, Woolfolk. 4th on the team in steals. Only 3.3 points per game, but playing 21.8 minutes. Leading the team in assists, 3.5 per game. Led the team in assists last year with 4.8 per game. Really doing it on the offensive boards. She has 3 rebounds now, I think all offensive.
Yeah, she just got that last rebound. Ball goes into Newman. They're going to call, I think it's going to be, I can't tell if, yeah, they're going to call a foul. Woolfolk, a nursing major out of Gray, Georgia.
Skinner checks back in.
Yeah, Varney will check out. I'm sure pretty quick we'll have the Varney-Skinner connection along with Woolfolk. And I think Washington's been playing better as of the last couple minutes, and I think we'll see that. I don't know who the 5th will be, but I think pretty quick we'll have Woolfolk, Varney, Skinner, and Washington all in. And hits them both. The freshman, Addison Newman. Sophie Wright also in for the Knights. Coach Purdy leaving Franklin in with 4 fouls. Tip, great job managing that pass. It's Cantrell, and they're going to call a foul on the Knights. That'll be their first team foul, the 4th. Savannah Christensen's 4th foul. Dangerous territory for Christensen. She's looking over at Coach, and Emma Camden's going to check in for Christensen. The Knights with a 16-point lead. And Franklin with a great offensive rebound, but the block from Garish. I thought Franklin did a great job getting to a good shot opportunity off that rebound. And then Washington almost getting the turnover. Got her hand on, just fell out of bounds before she could get the ball secured, and it'll be Emma Camden triggering the inbound play into Addison Newman. Skinner and Newman have been a fantastic battle all evening long. Almost too high for Garish, which means it's got to be pretty high. Katie Garish, 6'3", from Springfield, Virginia. Garish is a business major, 2020 preseason first-team All-American. Sophie Wright misses the three-pointers. The shot clock wound down. Reset, and they're going to say it's going to go Lions ball. Newman still shut off defense on Skinner. Not really involved in the help. And Skinner with the three-point shot just barely doesn't go. Newman controls that ball. And now up ahead to McCrolla. Sophie Wright gets to her right hand, drop pass into Garish. Garish can't finish, gets a rebound, unable to get the second rebound. Franklin doing a great job getting that ball, hits the ground but gets rid of it before she called for a travel. And they're gonna get a foul as Washington goes strong with their left hand. McCrolla fouling her with the body. Great job overall from the Lions, end to end, starting with that rebound from Franklin and ending with the shot and drawing the foul on Washington all the way at the other end. And she gets that one to fall. You mentioned Adam, second leading scorer on the team. That was her 5th point. And that will be the Knights again facing this full court press. Krolla doing a great job getting across the timeline. Dangerous place to stop. Garish now will get it out to Newman, and Washington cutting off that left hand.
Yeah, and Lions got to start stringing together some stops and then also getting some baskets.
Up ahead to Skinner, and the block from Newman. She just will not let Skinner have any daylight. Sophie Wright will gather in the rebound. 25% shooting on the evening. Timeout by Coach Schroeder, as it's just been helter-skelter on both ends, which really I think favors the team that's down. If you just want to turn it into craziness, because that can turn into multiple points. You can string together points, and you said it, Adam, that you need to string together 2 and 3 baskets off of that incredibly oppressive full court defense. They just haven't been able to string many buckets together.
No, and they're still actually now shooting worse. Just 25.9%, 15 of 58 shooting. Haven't really done it from 3 either. 2 of 11, 18%. Been okay from the free throw line, gotten there 16 times, but that's 9 less than the Knights, who are shooting 72% on 18 of 25. And really, the Lions, not great from 3 as a team, only shooting 28.6%. They do have the player of the year, though, who does shoot 40.6% and takes the most threes on the team. But she just hasn't been able to get it going.
And player of the game possibly is going to be Addison Newman for the defense that she's been having to play without fouling against Skinner. This Skinner struggles are not because she's playing pretty well overall in terms of her movement and stuff, but just watch what Newman does, and she has not given Skinner a single moment to just kind of breathe and play her own game.
Yeah, just not able to get to the spots on the floor that she's used to getting to, and that's really frustrating.
Knights with 10 seconds on the shot clock. Sophie Wright will trigger. Double high post for the Knights. Newman goes in. Kind of an awkward right-handed shot from the left-hand side. Varney comes away with the ball, and they'll push. Another great opportunity. Washington doesn't want to take the three-pointer. Little hesitation from her right hand, and then the push as she gets bodied away from the basket, and Camden will get called for that foul.
That's just her second, though.
Third.
Now her third.
Yeah, now her third. The Knights with 3 team fouls. The Lions with 3 team fouls. However, the Knights have Newman, Anna Singer, Savannah Christensen, and Emma Camden all with 3 fouls. So that's really kind of a danger for the Knights. 13-point lead. Newman up ahead to Garish. Garish had a chance to push it in transition, instead pulls it out. Knights looking to bleed some clock. I don't think it's really time for that yet. I'd love to see Garish just get that and finish, capitalize on the momentum. But that is a fantastic job from Sophie Wright. So you bleed the clock and you get the basket, best of both worlds. Varney with the great hesitation gets Garish in the air, and then they're going to call Washington for the push on McCrolla underneath. And that'll be her 4th foul. Miyazaki checking in, getting Emma Camden with 3 fouls out. So now you have Camden and Savannah Christensen out. Garish, the 2 forwards are in, along with Addison Newman, sorry. Addison Newman does a great job getting across the timeline, and the Knights with 20 seconds on the shot clock. 4 minutes left in the game. Newman, great turnover from Varney, but then right back to Garish, and Sophie Wright with the 3-pointer. She can't finish. Rebound goes into the hands of, and the players come together. Man, that is very dangerous as Sophie Wright and Utah Hoods for Piedmont come together, both diving for that ball. Sophie Wright being helped off the court by the athletic training staff and Coach Schroeder. Really kind of banging just over her left eye. And then I can't tell who's down for Piedmont. Again, just both players going strong. I think that might, I'll wait till they come up. Kyriaki Taylor being helped up to a sitting position. Looks like she'll be okay. She stands up as, yeah, those 2 players came together so hard. Just a testament to the fight and the effort that both teams are giving. Alternating possession called. Means it'll be Knights basketball. Sophie Wright, the psychology major out of Utah, Logan, Utah, Ridgeline High School. Ball goes into the hands now as we restart things. Great push, so impressive. Such a quick player. Carla Cantrell, the senior, with a great senior play. Timeout from Coach Schroeder. Dangerous situations. You really want to avoid that, as you mentioned, Adam, back-to-back baskets. You don't want to give that up with 3.5 left. You're up by 13. They had 3 timeouts left, now 2. The Lions also have 2 timeouts. Lions with 4 fouls, Knights with 3. Once they get to 5 team fouls, you shoot 2 free throws. One of the ways you'd expect, as you mentioned, the Lions to get back in this game is 3-point shooting, but they're only 2 for 12 on the afternoon, and really the only truly dependable 3-point shooter in terms of season percentage is Skinner, and as long as Addison Newman is in the game, Skinner seems to have a new best friend.
Yeah, she's made it hard on her all night, and that's
not leaving her side.
No, that's not going to change in the last 3 minutes and 23 seconds. But do not want turnovers like this.
And Newman on the pass from Christensen, kind of misreading as Christensen tries to throw her head, leading up ahead of her as Camden's going to come in from Miyazaki. 3 minutes, you got 3 fouls, but you need Camden on the court to control the ball.
Yeah.
Another opportunity to get this to 11 points. The kick out, three-point shot, doesn't fall. Great opportunity for Cantrell, just can't get it to go down. The three-point shot just having betrayed the Lions in this game. That being said, any moment that thing could change. Backdoor cut, and the ball will get tipped out of bounds by the Lions. Franklin back in with 4 fouls. Loved her effort. I think Coach Purdy needs to have Franklin in. Also coming back in is Woolfolk.
Yeah, got to give everything you got left in the tank in the last 2 minutes and 45 seconds to try to cut down this lead.
The steal from McCrolla to Camden. She can't finish. Rebound goes into the hands of Varney, and she pushes ahead quickly to Cantrell. Cantrell pulls it back as a couple Knights are back on defense. And Varney with the three-pointer. Rims out, not able to finish. No foul called. Franklin going very aggressive. And then Skinner can't finish. Into the hands of Cantrell. She can't finish. Into the hands of Woolfolk. And the Knights are having to play a lot of defense. And there are just no opportunity to cut into this lead as the shooting of the three-point shot just not going in. And Skinner with a great shot on a block on Camden. Not giving up. You can see why Skinner is one of the very best players in this conference, because it's not just about her offense. I mean, she's not shooting great, yet that kind of defense. She's 5 for 19, 1 for 6 on the three-point shot, but she's getting blocks, she's getting deflections, she's just playing her heart out on the defensive end.
Yeah, and almost gets another steal right there off the inbound pass. Yeah, love to see her effort. Part of the reason why she was Player of the Year.
Now up against Newman. The high pick and the crash down to the baseline from Garish. And the kick out as Christensen wanted McCrolla to fade to the corner. Coach Schroeder looking at her team and saying, we are not in stall mode. We are going to get a good shot and we're going to keep playing our game. I think that's a smart offensive position to take. The up and under from Washington can't go, but she managed to get her own rebound. Now just killing it on the offensive rebound. 22 offensive rebounds. Doing a great job. Kick out and can't find Woolfolk. Tries to find the outside, the Euro step, no finish, into the hands of Camden. She throws the ball away to Skinner, not where you want the ball if you're a Knights fan, and Skinner can't finish as McCrolla will foul her and Skinner will go to the foul line. Thank you for calling a timeout, whoever did, for a foul, because I need to take a breath.
Yeah, and we talked about how a point of emphasis for the Lions had to be rebounding, and they got that. They are only down 1 rebound in total rebounds, 43 rebounds for the Knights and 42 for the Lions, but 22 offensive rebounds for Piedmont.
We just saw them get 4 in a row.
Exactly. We asked them to do that. That was a recipe for success for them to stay in this one and give them an opportunity to win. Unfortunately, even though they did that, not able to.
And a travel called on McCrolla. She's done a really great job in that offensive push in the backcourt. First time I think she's turned the ball over with that press. Devane coming in for Cantrell. Just an 11-point lead for the Knights, but 1 minute left. Skinner looks down low, and the defense for Cantrell, or defense for McCrolla, as Varney and Christensen come together off of the hustle on that long pass ahead, but then Emma Camden kind of comes in and bumps Varney, and rightfully so will draw the technical foul as she was kind of second woman in. which you can't do.
I'm okay with that as a coach. She's protecting her player. I know some parents might not agree with me out there watching that, but she's just protecting her teammate. She didn't punch. She didn't throw a punch. She just got in her face. No one was hurt. No, it's okay. I like it. Yeah. You can agree or disagree with me. I don't care. I like it.
I 100% agree with you. I also look at what her teammates really want out of her in that moment, and I think what they want out of her is a little more composure to say, let's win the game and leave it on the scoreboard. Normally, I'm in complete agreement. You got to stand together with your teammates. Your teammates have to know you have your back, and I love that attitude from Emma Camden. The thing is, if you lose a game and you do that, nobody. It's just not worth it, right?
Yeah.
So
no, you're right. If this game is in a different situation, my opinion totally will change. But when you're up 11 with 51 seconds going into a championship game tomorrow, I love it.
Okay. So if they pull away with this win, then you've kind of shown your teammates that you got their back, and no matter what, and sets a great tone going into that 3 o'clock game tomorrow. Seems to be a bit of a confusion. Coach Schroeder can't figure out the tee her up chant coming from the crowd. I don't know exactly what they would want that technical foul called for, but I do believe it'll just right now be Piedmont taking a technical foul shot. 51 seconds left. This could put the game within 10 points. Does she get 2 or 1, Adam, do you know?
She should get 2.
So she could put this into single digits, and that would be huge with 51 seconds. Considering how well they press, it's not like all of a sudden you're putting in an aggressive press that you're not used to doing. These guys press the whole game. So, this is going to be right up their wheelhouse, and they've already shown that they can turn the ball over with that press as Skinner steps up. She is a 62% free throw shooter, looking to go into single digit. And with the game on the line, she steps up and hits both. What fantastic composure from Skinner. And now it'll be Piedmont ball.
Yeah, I believe what happened is they called a common foul on Savannah with the little tangle up here that got everything started. No technicals between Savannah and Varney. It was only Emma coming in, being that second man in, which you cannot do, as you mentioned.
Miyazaki D's up Varney. Varney gets in. No foul. Yeah, there has to be a block foul called on Garish right there. It's the right call. And Varney will step in to take 2 more. Varney, she's 6 of 9 from the free throw line today. 15 points. Skinner has really stepped up now, tied with Varney with 15 points in terms of team lead. Varney also has 6 rebounds and 3 assists. Like she's just done, she's cooking up her own. We'll call her Emerald Lagasse. She's cooking up her own full course meal.
Yeah, these 2 free throws are huge, able to knock down the first one. If she's able to hit this one, as you mentioned, we'll put it down to a 7-point lead for the Knights and a good opportunity for them to put the press on.
Misses the first one. Newman getting the rebound, trying to find her teammates, and Coach Schroeder forced to call a timeout. That'll leave the Knights with 1 timeout. The Lions still with 2. 30-second timeout. 36 seconds left, 25 on the shot clock. So I'm sure what Coach Purdy is saying over there is we're going to try and get a turnover in the backcourt. The minute that ball crosses into the front court, we have to foul.
Yep. Yeah, and they are in a pretty good spot. 5 seconds have already elapsed on the shot clock, so they do only have 5 seconds to get it across. Timeout does not matter. So they do only have those 5 seconds to get it across, and that is another way to get a turnover. So you've got to be guarding a man. You can't let him just throw it over here.
Man-to-man press. Nobody on the inbounder. Ball into Garish quickly and up and over the top to Newman as she will finish. Can't finish the foul shot, but it'll stay Knight's ball. Addison Newman very confused right there on exactly whether or not she should push and score or bleed the clock. Those are things that, like philosophically you have to really go over. And it's not the Knights have been in this position in a while, so I'm sure Coach will talk about what are we going to do in that position. Most coaches will say go ahead and score that.
Well, the inbound play was excellent. Drawn up beautifully, executed perfectly. They knew what the Lions wanted to do and did a really good job getting Addison Newman in a spot to first make the layup, where you mentioned had that philosophical questioning going on, but
she was in such a dilemma.
She
was a moral dilemma right there.
You could see it. We have the advantage of being down here at the scorers table and being pretty close.
9-point lead, 21 seconds. That is a great play from the Lions as that press. The aggressive play for the Knights backfire as the Lions are able to get that quick basket, only taking about 4 seconds off the shot clock, off the game clock rather. Shot clock is off. Kind of a breakdown in the front court on that press. I think Coach wanted to kind of surprise them with that full court press. You don't see that very often, and when you're up by 9. But the breakdown in the front court with the excellent play pushing it ahead.
Yeah, Knights are now out of timeouts. Don't think that's going to be a factor right now. Might be a little bit too late.
Well, if you can't get a ball in bounds, you want to have one in your pocket.
That's true.
So plenty of opportunity, down 7, 18 seconds left. You got Skinner on your team, player of the year in the conference.
We knew that Piedmont would not go away without a fight. I still believe it's just a little too late for them, as Newman does a good job. Gonna draw the foul. But she has struggled from the free throw line today. 4 of 9. So less than 50%, and that goes about with her season average, where she is at 62%.
I'm sure that'll be a focus for her in the offseason to shore up that part of her game. But steps up, the freshman. Takes a look at the basket. Hits the front end. This 2-shot foul, the Cedar City, Utah native. Hits the second one, huge. Knights now up 9 again. 10 seconds left. Oh, huge pick from Hope Franklin. Ball in the hands of McCrolla, 3 seconds left. Newman, I'm surprised she was able to get up from that. She does. I'm sure she'll feel that in the morning.
Yeah, I don't know how that's not called. I mean, yes, it was a tough screen, but she led with the shoulder, and tough game for the refs to call. We'll give them the credit that they deserve. This was a tough game to call. It was physical. The hometown crowd makes it that much harder. But just got to make sure you protect the players there.
And yeah, they're going to do it. There's some little question here on, the COVID has done such a disservice to the sporting community in the removing of the handshake. These ladies have played all game long, against each other. And then when you look at, the trepidation to have handshakes, it's just a sad thing, because that handshake in college sports is such an important part of, great game, play hard and then celebrate. the teams, and then go celebrate. Celebrate your teammate, honor your teammate for the effort. And this Piedmont University Lions team definitely deserves to be celebrated in how hard they play and how well they play the game of basketball. The traditional lap around the court for the home team of the Knights. Handshakes and high fives to all the players from the from the team, and then the opposing team now sneaks through. This is about as loud and as aggressive in terms of cheering and support that I've seen in a long time. COVID just kind of wiped everybody in terms of getting out and helping. So it's just been great to see this kind of camaraderie from the Knights fans. But wherever, if we were down at Piedmont, I'd love to see. Hopefully, they would be bringing the same kind of energy there. And we're just trying to get COVID out of our system. And these two teams played at an intensity level that I haven't seen anybody match the Knights' intensity level. And I think not only did the Lions match it, but at times exceeded it.
Yeah, and it's going to be even louder tomorrow here in the barn for the USA South Conference Tournament Championship. Tomorrow at 3 p.m., the Knights will take on Berea, and that is going to be a fun matchup.
So for the evening, just kind of summing things up, the Knights down to 36% shooting. Really, the defense just picked up for the Lions. The Knights only hitting one three-pointer on the evening, 1 of 11. However, 2 of 16 for the Lions. The Lions, as you mentioned, 22 offensive rebounds to the Knights 14. In the end, both teams were right about the same turnover. It was, I think, just the Knights being able to handle the overall full court pressure, which I don't think a lot of teams have done across the season against these Piedmont Lions. And they come away with a 9-point win and an opportunity to play tomorrow. And both teams having played today, I think Berea has a bit of an advantage, having been the first game, get an extra 2 or 3 hours of rest. But hopefully everybody will join us tomorrow at 3 p.m. We will bring you as Adam said, the USA South Conference Women's Basketball Championship. Got to thank Craig Reese, Josh Bowen, Abigail Freiner, Preston Rodriguez, and Paul Morrissey for their work on the production side. I'm Scotty Winterton with Adam Peterson. We want everybody to stay safe this evening. God bless.
And go Knights.